know if we're the only ones. Thank you. Thank you for starting the recording. I don't know if we're the only ones that have 3 leaders. I think most have 2, but we're very lucky to have 3 leaders here, which is good because we have included like quite a wide array of land area in ours, because we didn't feel like if we focused it just to our Midwestern city that we would have enough people to participate. So I'm excited to hear where everybody's from. Mary, if you want to go to the next slide, we'll get to introduce ourselves. My name's Megan Lehman. I'm in Kansas City. I work for a company called SS&C Technologies as a Workfront system administrator. I've been an admin for 7 or 8 years. I don't know. Time doesn't make sense anymore. So something like that. I'm really, really excited to be a leader of this group and see what we can all learn from each other. Mary, you want to go next?
I work for Panda Pet Brands, which is an animal health company. I'm the PMO lead and also Workfront system admin. We've been using Workfront since about 2020, and I was very fortunate to be part of the implementation and integration team. So I look forward to meeting everybody and seeing what you want to get out of these so that we can make sure that we make these sessions for everybody.
Excellent. Well, and I'm Deborah Baker. I work with Megan at SS&C Technologies, and I'm a marketing workflow leader, and I'm responsible for the end-to-end workflows for all of the cross-functional teams in the system, regardless of where they sit. So I come from a very design-heavy background. I was a graphic designer for 25 years, got into the art direction space. And then I moved into Workfront and fell in love because this is my favorite channel of all time. And then came to SS&C and moved more into a admin / workflow leader role. So I tend to work on the processes that the people need in the system. So that's my bread and butter. So welcome to the meeting. It's nice to meet all of you.
Great, cool. We can move on to the next slide. So a few housekeeping slides to go through here. This user group meeting is being recorded, so just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that, to make sure that we're abiding by the code of conduct. If you do not wish to participate in a live recorded session, feel free to watch it at a later date. This will be recorded and up on the WUG site for anybody to watch it later if they would like to. If you want to take note of our email addresses, I put all 3 of our email addresses there. Could you switch back real quick just in case anybody wants to grab those email addresses? Thank you. For myself, Mary, and Deb. So take a little screenshot if you'd like to grab our email addresses there if you need anything. Okay, we can move on to the next slide. There we go. Adobe User Group House Rules. So to ensure our Adobe User Groups stay user-focused and a safe space for members to learn, network, and problem solve, we ask that all Adobe User Group session attendees follow these rules. No self-promotion or pitching of any kind is permitted at Adobe User Group events. Don't contact people outside of the user group without their consent. You have my consent to contact me via my email if you would like to. If user group members share their use case at a meeting, please don't share that information without their consent. Any questions about those before we move on?
I'm going to talk a little bit about the Adobe feedback program. They had this feedback program on the 2 platforms, Trust Radius and Geo. These platforms can help shape how the market and other users view Adobe Workfront. So Adobe would really like to have you make a difference. So put a review out there and let them know Workfront. And by contributing, you can also help grow the Workfront community. Next thing we're going to cover is we're going to talk a little bit about Adobe's customer reference program, designed for recognition, collaboration, and also for networking
I'm
purposes.
not able to
Oops.
hear me.
Oh,
I can hear okay. Is anybody else having trouble? I'm not
Can
sure
you
who
hear
that was.
any of us? Yeah, let's see if they.
I'm not sure who that was that said they couldn't hear, but when you were talking, it was crackling up
I
a little
can
bit for
hear
me.
anybody
So it might
but
be on your end if you want to try and.
not Mary.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not
have you heard
audible.
her at all?
Try do a quick log out and log back in and see if that improves your connection. That might actually solve your issue. If that's okay.
Then I'm going to go ahead and continue then. On this, let's see, on this customer reference program that they have, there's different ways to participate. You can do one-to-many sessions that you could share your Workfront journey in virtual events with peers and also potential prospects. There's a one-on-one meetings. These are for deeper conversations with potential customers concerning Workfront or other Adobe products. And then there's also the industry analyst input that you can participate in. These are different conversations or surveys that can help shape the industry perception of Adobe products. And some of the perks of participating in it, you can get some exclusive Adobe swag. And it also gains visibility to your organization and everything you have done on your digital journey. If you're interested, there's an email address here for the Adobe Customer Reference Team. You can reach out to them with any questions on it.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to go next. And so this slide is to illustrate that it's important to stay connected to the group. So in case some of you do or do not know, staying connected to the group, and when you click, and I think are we sharing the deck after this meeting? I think we are, right? We're sharing it out. So these links will be in this deck, so we can share this with you. If you have not signed up for the Central WUG group on the community, just be sure that you do. Otherwise, you won't get notifications and you won't be aware of what happens. But we will be holding meetings quarterly. And so this is our first one. We will also, and I know that there's a slide where we talk about this too, there will be a survey after this meeting. I can't stress enough, talk to us, tell us what you want to see in these meetings, because that is the place where we can really collaborate and create, conscious collaboration together. So directly after this meeting, you'll get a survey, and that's a place where you can tell us, hey, I need help in this area. I'd really like to talk about this. Tell us where you're at, and then we can start to cater our content around what your needs. So if you haven't connected, definitely get connected with us through the community. Let's go to the next slide, please. And so now we're going to take a moment and we're just going to introduce themselves. So I guess I'll look for a volunteer to go first, and then we'll just make sure that we go around the horn and hear where everybody's from. So do we have any volunteers? Just give us your name, company title, how long you've used Workfront. I didn't do any of that. Apparently I can't follow instructions, and then something that you're currently working on. So I'll let me clean that up. I have about eight years experience in Workfront. So, all right, glad that I cleaned that up. So if any of you would like to go.
I'll go.
Perfect.
My name is Emily Thompson. I am with Mary Kay, and we are in Dallas, Texas. I have been working with Workfront since 2020. We launched Workfront the day before we went home for work from home, and we have been with Workfront ever since. Right now, we are currently working on reorganization in our Workfront instance. So we are moving departments around and moving people around. So that is our big lift for this year.
Awesome. I know how that goes. I think several of us might be going through a reorg after that first quarter. So thank you, Emily. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Who'd like to go next?
I'll go second. Oh, sorry.
I am also with Mary Kay Corporate in Dallas, and I lead the Workfront system now. And due to the reorganization, I'm now Emily's supervisor. So I was on the original implementation team back in 2019, but then really had not been doing much with it since the reorg back in November. So I'm trying to get back into learning all the intricacies. And like Emily said, we're needing to go from 2 instances to 1. So just trying to, would love to learn if all of you have gone through that as well. So, but we can get to that after we hear from everyone else. So thank you for letting us chat.
Yeah. Funny you should mention, Meg and I are doing a consolidation right now with 6 different instances into 1. So
Oh, nice.
I'm sure we can probably talk about
Please.
something.
Yes.
We could share
Awesome.
some war stories.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. David.
I'm Dave Doolan. I am not with Mary Kay. I am with ITA Group in Des Moines, Iowa. We're an engagement agency. We just launched Workfront early December of 2024. And so we are really trying to get settled with the first group of users that we brought on, a user base of about 600 or 700. And we are in the midst of 5 additional implementations that span 3 continents to add to that group, to where we'll, I think we'll be getting to about 1,000 users of different degrees, whether that be contributor or light or standard, within the next few months.
Excellent. You have your
I
work
can
cut
go
out.
next.
Excellent.
Greta Peterson, sorry my camera is not working. I have no idea why. We've had a lot of just system updates as of late, so I'm guessing it's some challenge with that. So I'll restart at some point. But I work on the same team with Dave at ITA Group in our project and process management department, which is essentially a PMO with some business management system thrown in for good measure. I would say Dave is the brains. I am just here to support him as needed, but am excited that our Workfront journey is starting. The key topic that we are, other than just balancing workloads with 5 implementations, the key topic that we are challenged with today or have great opportunity with is related to just resource management and workload balancer, and how to get users to understand how to do all of that without having negative impacts when there's multiple people assigned to a task or deliverable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I would say also with that reporting of information, especially around resource management.
Got it. Excellent.
Thanks for leading this group. Appreciate you guys stepping up and raising your hands. Huge thank you.
Thanks for being here.
I can go next.
Sure.
My name is Danielle Salo. I work at Annan Marketing as the Director of Business Development. We do a lot of admin and consulting work for large corporations, and so that's how we got involved in Workfront. I've been working with Workfront since 2020-ish, so pretty familiar with the tool, but just kind of want some more info on how we can best streamline what we got going with Workfront, and maybe AI capabilities as well.
Awesome.
I can go next. My name is Angie Mosier. I am a program manager at H&R Block. I've been using Workfront for the past year. I'm a system admin. And so initially we got Workfront, I think, in 2020, but it wasn't really enforced to use it. So I was brought on last year to get people to use it. So we have adoption struggles that I'm looking to address.
Awesome.
Don't we all?
You came to the right place. I think we're all struggling with the same issue.
Mhm.
Yes. Excellent. Thanks, Angie.
Hi, I can go next. My name's Laura Martin, and I'm with SyncPoint Digital. We're an Adobe partner, actually, and I focus on the client success side. So we work on the consulting side. We help with implementations or expansion projects, staffing, and we've got, I think, like 7 or 8 active Workfront projects going right now. So here to just, learn from the group, try to understand challenges, maybe, bring some of the things that we're learning from other implementations to the group for, just, ease of use, those types of things, but just here to support the group in any way we can. So happy to be here. And our CEO is on as well, John Conover, and he's having issues with audio and video. So he might chime in on the chat, but he's here in spirit. So
Excellent.
thanks.
Thank you.
I can go next. I'm Claudia Leal, and I work for Centene. I've been working with the company for about 11 years, and we started using Workfront, I think maybe 5-6 years ago. And I'm in the marketing department, and I'm here just to, I think I'm a problem solver, and so I like to kind of help with any issues that might come up or things that they don't understand, and just to learn a little more and kind of be able to guide them and help them, and just to see how we can use the best of it for Workfront.
Awesome. Thank you, Claudia. All right, who would like to go next? I'm going through my list. Had to write people's names down so that I made sure that I got everybody.
I can pop in, especially since Danielle already went. So hi, my name is Lexi. I work with Daniela Annan. Gosh, it's probably been 3 or 4 years-ish that I've been working with Workfront now. Most of that in kind of a admin role. We've got a lot of kind of, sort of shorter term things that we're trying to, take care of right now. But some of my favorite, I love working with especially reports and trying to make them as, condensed but useful as possible for people. And one of the things we're kind of excited about is we're adapting a process for people creating projects where it starts in a request queue so that we can make sure that people can enter information for projects as much ahead of time as they need to, while also when they do start the project, they actually use the most up-to-date version of templates that we have. So yeah.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you, Lexi.
I can go next if you can hear me. Having audio issues.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Frances Durham Evans in St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been using Workfront for I guess a little over 8 years now. Beginning first at Caleres, which it's a shoe company that has a lot of brands you're probably familiar with, like Famous Footwear, Naturalizer, Sam Element, etc. It was a marketing focused instance, and then left there in 2019 to come to Equifax. And I am a system admin, solutions consultant here, and inherited a very large instance through that transition. And I would say that have a very diverse experience because also going from a marketing instance here at Equifax, it's primarily not marketing. So a lot of non-marketing use cases. And so I'm looking forward to the group and connecting with everyone.
Excellent. I definitely want to talk to you later.
Okay.
Especially with the non-marketing stuff. I think that we're just starting to broach that subject of talking about, it's not just about operational things. You can use it for strategy. You can use it for training. You can use it for all sorts of stuff. So I'd love to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Cool. Very nice. All right. Who do we have left? We are close to getting everybody. Close.
So Megan Gleason, I'm in Iowa, in Waverly, Iowa. I work for a higher education marketing company. We've used Workfront as an organization for about 4 years. I've been involved for 2 of those. I would say we have a pretty solid base level use of Workfront as a project management tool, but we're trying to now kind of jerry-rig it to become a jack of all trades for us. And so using ticketing systems, so really trying to increase request queues and the use of those for like intake forms, that sort of thing. That's a big thing that we're working on in 2025.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that, Megan. Now, we do have a couple folks that are unable to talk to chat. So Lauren Wood, I see your note in here. Oh, wait, you had spoken. Thank you. And then you're with Equifax for 3 years on the admin side. And then we also have Valerie Straight, who is at the Bank of St. Louis in communications and engagement. And she's been using Workfront for about a year. And we also have Jennifer Wissinger. So Jennifer, I don't know if you want to just give us a little snippet here, and I can read it to the folks, or just to get a little information about who you are when you have a second. And let's see, did I miss anybody? Just going up the chat. And Claudia, I know you asked a question. Meg answered you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Well, I think that okay, great. So Jennifer is a system admin and project manager with Augustine Agency, and you launched about 3 years ago. And Jennifer, what are you looking for out of these meetings? Yep, perfect. Current project is integration between Workfront and QuickBooks. Oh, interesting.
I haven't
so many use cases. This is what I love about these groups, is that you get to see how everyone else is using it. It's like my favorite thing in the entire world. Very cool. I'm just going to double check our list, make sure we got everybody. I think we did.
Deb and I, just to jump in real quick, Deb and I are working on a big migration for one of our business units from Asana into Workfront. And I have very little experience with Asana. So if anyone else has tips on that, we'd love to hear from you too.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we got through everybody in the list. So thanks everybody for introducing yourselves here. I really appreciate you letting us know what you're up to, and I look forward to speaking with you throughout the year. So I think we can go to the next slide. And so I can keep going, or I don't know, certainly last but certainly not least in here, we've got about 5 minutes left. So what's coming up? So we'll communicate the dates for our next meetings and the meeting cadence. It'll be, sometime in the next 2 weeks, you're going to hear from us. Also, be sure to join the chapter. I'd mentioned that earlier, so be sure to stay connected when you can. And look for that post-event survey and email with the recap. I know a lot of you shared with us today verbally about what you're looking for, but that survey is a good opportunity for you to get really into the nitty-gritty. If there's something very specific, we'd like to know about it. If you're just wanting a general malaise of what is going on, we can do that too. But I also think as well, we need to understand where you're at. So when we bring content to the floor, we want to be cognizant at all learning levels. And I also want to say this as well, and if some of you have been already to the community meetings that they have with the collective, there are no dumb questions. Like I will tell you that right now. I've been a beginner before, and I want us to create a safe space where you feel like you can share what you're going through. That's really what this is about. And so we want to create a trusted and safe space for you to be able to let us know what's going on, and then also give you some solutions to that as well. So just keep that in mind. Sharing is caring. So we definitely do want to know what you're dealing with. There are no issues that are too small to talk through. And then also reach out with questions. You can reach out to any three of us. We speak on a regular cadence. So if you have any questions or need any information, you can just reach out to us directly. Do any of you have any questions?
I have a question in regards to the recording on the YouTube channel. Is it just to the participants that are in this user group, or is it open to the public? Just so it helps me understand what I can and cannot talk about.
Yes. I don't know the answer to that. Is Julie still on?
That's a good question for Julie.
I'm on. Yes.
Excellent.
Hello, I'm from Adobe, and I manage this WUG program. It's a great program. I don't have the YouTube page up yet, but I will shortly because this program just launched in February. But the normal process is every time there's a meeting, it gets recorded and then posted to the YouTube channel. And then there's a chapter, the page for this central one. So it would be open to the public.
Open to anyone.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to give your fearless leaders for this chapter feedback that you'd like to have a session that's not recorded, you guys could certainly do that.
Okay. Yeah. My preference is not for, it's just for the people here on this call because they made the effort, right? I'm not quite sure if my conversation and my business use cases need to be aired to literally everyone
Right. Yeah.
on the World Wide Web. So thank you.
I agree with that statement. I actually agree with Emma. We're definitely not going to be able to share internal stuff if it is being recorded. So we may not want to talk through some of that when we start to share. And I think that just might be proprietary for a lot of folks too. Is there any, Julie, do we have to record it or is it okay?
No.
Okay. So
I want this chapter needs to work for you guys, all of you. So you can certainly not record it. I would say then maybe there's something else you could do, like a community post on Experience League after the meeting. So anyone that couldn't attend, you just do a little recap or something, but not anything proprietary.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, I do wish it was kind of like Teams where you can record it and you send it to the people that attended, kind of a thing where they had access to it. But
yes,
it's just not like that.
This is the best platform that we could find. It's called Bevy, but it has its limitations. Yeah,
for sure. Okay.
I'll do.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, just to reiterate the joining the WUG group, that just joining this call doesn't automatically enter you into our WUG group for future communications and things like that. So I just wanted to reiterate, if you haven't joined the central group officially, please do. And the link was shared a couple times in here. I think Julie just shared it again. So, but yeah, feel free to reach out to us. We've got our emails open if you need anything. And I'm really excited to read what you guys put in your surveys. There's quite a few more questions on there than what we touched on today, just to get an idea of, does everyone want to do an in-person meeting? I know we're kind of spread out, so I don't know how that works for everyone. And, are you interested in presenting at one of our future meetings, or what kind of things do you want to see? All that stuff is in that survey. So we would really, really appreciate it if everyone can fill that out so we can get some really good guidance on where to take this group in the future. Mary, Deb, did you have anything else you wanted to chat about?
No, I also wanted to remind you the upcoming meetings, and that's one thing I remembered. I wanted to make a slide in here and I didn't, but I wanted to put in here the upcoming collective meetings where every month they're available, and those are, for me, probably the most valuable space where I really wrap my head around and are able to ask questions. And so it's, these are our regional meetings. Of course, we want to get something out of this, but there are also those monthly meetings that happen more frequently. So that's a really great place to get connected if you haven't yet. And if you need help or want to know where that's located, that information, I can definitely send you a link, or we can put it in this deck maybe on the last slide before we send it. So I think, yeah, they're my favorite. They're my favorite meetings.
Well, this is going to be your new favorite meeting.
Yeah,
I know,
right? Well, and I just want to say that, some of the things that we've talked about, like the resourcing, the adoption, I think that those are things that we can learn from each other to talk through in some of the future sessions. And the AI too, I'm very interested in that. I don't know, I've started using it quite a bit. It's very, very helpful. So I'm looking forward to our next meeting, getting the feedback from the team so we can get some more things on the calendar and learning from each other. So thanks everybody for your time today, being able to attend.
Hey, Mary, do you mind if I give one plug for the skill exchange?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if everybody's heard that term before. That's our learning event series. We've had Summit, but The big annual digital skill exchange is coming up in August. For Workfront, it's August 21st. The registration site goes live July 7th. But I was just thinking, because I heard a few people talk about AI capabilities. In the Learn track for Workfront, we're going to have a session on AI and how to use it in Workfront. So maybe keep your eye out for the promotion for that event.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Great. Well, we are 3 minutes over, so we probably want to wrap this up. So
We had 45 minutes. So I think
just
we're
kidding. Not only do I not follow directions, but I don't look at time either. So
we don't talk fast. Someone had asked, I was typing out an answer and then it scrolled and got deleted, where we got the invite list or the list of participants for this. Julie sent out an invite email to users in the area. I don't know how that works exactly, but she, it was just kind of from Adobe. So if you know of anybody in the central region that is interested, is a Workfront user, any level, doesn't have to be system admins, it can be, any Workfront user that would like to be a part of it, please send them the invite. We would love to have everybody. And I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm really looking forward again to reading all of your survey responses and getting some more meetings on the books. You'll hear from us soon.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care.
Bye, all.